My name is Stephen Neblett. I'm a citizen of the UK and reside in the city of Bristol. On the 19th of December 2015, I intend to embark on a journey on foot to London with the intention of delivering a letter and message to 10 Downing Street, marked for the attention of the Prime Minister David Cameron. This letter and message will highlight the reasons of my hunger strike, which is basically a protest and campaign against the corruption of the British government, the DWP, and the illegal war in Syria. Anyway, I don't have my own secretary, like the Tory government, you know, little helpers that do basically all their drafting up all their little policies. So, I've just made a few notes which are kind of poignant and relevant to my hunger strike and my campaign. Basically, this is to do with hypocrisy of the most heinous and barbaric kind, and that's obviously in relation to the British government. My own personal view is that the politicians, including David Cameron, complain about the violence of teenagers, gun and knife crime, when they, the politicians, are clearly inherently predisposed to violence. Basically, if we look at the bombing in Syria, this is a perfect example of what kind and what mindset these individuals, these so-called politicians, are all about. Basically, a hypocrisy of this nature clearly invalidates one. It invalidates a Prime Minister and invalidates a political party to lead a nation. So that's one particular point. The next one is this, because they've gone into Syria gung-ho. Bearing in mind that they love war, they're inherently predisposed to war. The Tory government and all political parties in the UK ultimately. Now, if the British government is so protective of its people from terrorist activities, why is it that it reaps massive financial profits from the sale of cigarettes, which have so far killed 1 billion people on Earth? Oh, by the way, cancer, basically, we know we've made a connection between smoking and cancer. Obviously, I believe the Nazis were the first. Don't quote me on this. It's just a little bit of history that I came across. The Nazis were the first to basically make a connection between smoking and cancer. Anyway, it's a very slow and painful way to die. Smoking, cancer, and yet the British government reaps lucrative, massive, lucrative rewards from it, from basically human beings suffering. The British government is so protective of its people from terrorist activities that it employed the evil entity that is Atos to perform medical tests on UK citizens which were so inhumane that thousands subsequently died having been found fit for work. I hope you're beginning to get my point. I'm basically highlighting and bringing out into the open the evil hypocrisy of the Tory government. The British government is so protective of its people that it fully endorses the food industry's use of chemicals and pesticides on agricultural land, which then enter the human body with such profound results that human DNA is detrimentally modified. You can obviously extend that into the global conscious awareness that fish in given rivers throughout the world have long been producing cancerous lesions, and also gender change in their sex. here's another point related to the reason why I need to do this hunger strike. Lenin and Stalin were able to murder millions of human beings because they followed Marx. Marx did not believe that human beings have a soul or anything one might describe as a divine spark or non-material light within them. Basically, all of three of them, Marx, Lenin and Stalin, saw human beings as composed only of matter, and since there's a lot of matter around, people are dispensable. So basically, that's my main points. That's the reason why I must go to London to deliver this letter and this message.